Hey, welcome to Gear Jammer Garage. Today I'm working on this 1986 W150. There's a few videos on it. I've worked on it before. So this engine got rebuilt. We put it together just real basic with the carburetor, stock distributor, mechanical fuel pump, just to break the engine in, get the engine running good. We got the exhaust made. It's got a cat for emissions, electric fan, aluminum radiator. So today we're going to be installing the Holley Sniper 2, and we're doing the whole kit with it's an external pump, the sniper unit, the hyper spark, the PDM, and the distributor. Having it in this configuration, we pretty much have a good idea of what we're going to need. The Holley system uses a lot of its own wiring, but you do need a couple of things. 12-volt ignition source. Probably going to use one of those wires from the ballast resistor, the full strength one, not the resisted one. We're going to get rid of that temperature switch that turns on the fans, and we got an I/O harness, and we're going to have the Holley control the fans, turning them on and off. So out here we're gonna pull the carburetor off, pull the distributor off. We're gonna go to top dead center on number 1. It'll make it easier to put the new distributor in. We do gotta get this bracket off. On these Mopars they have a throttle bracket that's like linear with the kickdown. So we're gonna get that on the Holley. Let's go in the garage. I'll show you what we're gonna be installing. So I'll kind of walk you through the whole setup here. Coming out of the tank, we're going to go into the pre-filter, the electric fuel pump, the high pressure fuel filter. We're going to run the hose up to the Holley Sniper. Coming out of the Sniper, we're going to go to the fuel pressure regulator. Coming out of the fuel pressure regulator, we're gonna go to this. This is gonna be for the return. We're gonna cut part of the fuel filler neck, the fuel filler hose, install this there, and we're gonna use this to do the fuel return. Got miscellaneous wiring, some loom, self-tapping screws, the sniper unit itself, the coil. I gotta make a bracket for this so we can mount it right there on the intake. There's the distributor there. This is the hyper spark controller. This is the PDM. So I'm gonna make this video kind of short. I've already explained what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to the truck, start taking stuff off. I'll make an update real quick, and then I'll just update kind of as we go, but I'm not going to film the entire process. I'll just kind of update and talk about it as we go. So I'm going to get started, and we'll be back in a bit. Right now we're trying to mount the coil, and the factory coil is that cylinder one. So what we did, we welded this plate to this, and then we'll mount the coil to this, and then just kind of use the factory location. It's just tacked in right now. We'll mock it up. If we're happy, we'll continue welding it, we'll clean it up, we'll paint it, and this will be our coil mount. It is what it is, but sometimes you gotta work with what you got. We got the first coat on that bracket. It's drying. We got the oxygen sensor in. Oh no, you can see that down there. We got the temperature sensor in. We're gonna pull the distributor and swap that out. And right now, we're swapping the linkage that goes on that carburetor, putting it onto the Sniper. So we got the Sniper mounted. We got the coil mounted. We got the distributor in. On the distributor, you got to take the cap off, and it comes with this plastic thing, and it only goes on one way, on the rotor. So once you get that in, you have to mark which one's going to be your number one tower. With the orientation of this and how it goes, it's going to be this one over here, the third one. Normally number one is right here. It's going to be not that one, not the next one, the one after. It's going to be the new number one. Whatever reason, that's how it goes. This is the main harness. This long one here is for the oxygen sensor. We're going to route that behind the engine and then down, because the bong and the O2 sensor is like down there. Most of the stuff up here is pretty much done. We did have to get spark plug wires because the Mopar ones are female at the cap. You need some that are male. You go with like a 90 F150 with the V8. We went with 90 F150 5.8. They come with a 45 degree at the spark plug, but that'll kind of help to avoid getting burned by the header. So this is coming along. We're gonna take a break from here. We're gonna go down, start running the fuel lines and the pressure regulator and all that to here and then to there. We'll probably mount the regulator there and then have the fuel lines come up through maybe like right here to stay away from the exhaust. So that's what I'm thinking. So we'll be back in a bit. All right, so we just finished running the fuel lines, and I'll go down there and show you how we did that. We ran into one problem really. This regulator did not come with hardware, and it did not come with threads in the body down here to mount it. So we got some self-tapping screws, and then we put that to the fender, and then we just kind of double zip tied it to that. We'll address this later, but we gotta tune the computer and check for leaks elsewhere. So this is the main line coming in from fuel. This is the one coming out of the Sniper, going to the regulator, and then this is the return. We did route it away from the exhaust, and we're routing them together. The return does feel a little bit different. It feels softer, and it's got like that texture to it. The one that we use for the feed line is real smooth. Actually, the one with the texture is rated for higher PSI, but we just, because we had 2 rolls of 25 feet each, so that's why we did that. Down below, the 2 fuel lines, the feed and the return, are going down through there. Kind of coming at it over there, going through the cross member, zip tied there, zip tied there. They're both there. I don't know, you can't see them in camera. Yeah, they're both there. We mounted the fuel pump over here because this was the lowest point that we could put it. The gas tank's over there, and then the fuel comes out from like up there. So this is the lowest point. It'll help gravity feed it because these electric pumps, they don't really lift. And then up until where the feed line comes out, that's where they split, and then the return goes over to the other side of the truck. I'll show you what we did over there. So this is the driver's side of the truck. There's the footer neck. And you can see, oh, it's kind of dark. We cut the footer hose. Wow, it's real dark in here. And that's where we put the return. I don't know if you can see that on camera, or if it's too dark, but it's up there. So that's how we're returning. We're returning here at the footer neck with that piece that I showed you in the beginning. So now we're gonna start doing all the wiring. We gotta wire the fuel pump, and all the stuff under the hood and the oxygen sensor, and we'll be ready to start it up. All right, we just finished wiring up the PDM. Doesn't look good. We got to clean up the wiring, but this is good enough to test it and run it. We did put the new spark plug wires in. The distributor has a male cap, so we found some from F150. Like I said, everything's wired in. We're gonna hook up the battery, turn the key over to the on position without cranking, and then just look for fuel pressure, and we're not getting any fuel leaks. And then from there we'll start on the handheld. The prompts, we got to check the timing, make sure that what the computer thinks is 16 degrees, let's say, is actually 60 degrees. Well, after we lock it out, then we'll release it, let the computer control it. But it took a lot longer than expected. We ran into a couple of problems with finding tools and needing self-tapping screws. We needed a cap for the regulator, so we're gonna hook this up and see what happens. We just finished loading the calibration in the handheld. This is gonna be the first time we start it, so let's see what happens. Go ahead. Fuel pump's priming. We got fuel pressure. Hit it.